Hi Rubies, hope you're well today. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you're new, welcome to the channel. My name is Hannah Ruby. I hope you will subscribe and stick around for new videos every Sunday. Today I thought it might be fun to share a couple of music films and or documentaries that I've really enjoyed that I thought you guys might be interested in. You might have already seen some of these, you might not. It obviously depends on the kind of music you're interested in, but I thought I would share it anyway, just in case you might be interested. This isn't in any real order. I've just written down some ones that I really enjoyed and kind of stuck out to me. So the main ones I usually quite like is I really love documentaries. Some of these aren't documentaries, some of them are more like the classical film adaptations, but I really love documentaries, and I really like the ones that are kind of almost vlog style. So I'll start off with my first one, you'll see what I mean. So the first one I've got is Taylor Swift, Miss Americana. I thought that one was really great. That was should hopefully still be on Netflix. It was recently anyway. And that one was really great. I love kind of getting an insight into the artist's life and what they're working on and all of that stuff. I absolutely love it. So this was a really great one into Taylor Swift. It kind of followed her around, it kind of looked at her process while she writes songs. It covered everything really, and it was just really great. The ups, the downs, the songwriting process, the music videos, tour, I just really enjoyed it. So number one, Taylor Swift, Miss Americana. I'll start more with, I think, the more documentary style ones, and then we'll end on the films. So that's the first documentary style one. The second one I've got down Part of Me by Katy Perry. This one, I'm not sure if it's on Netflix or not. This one again was quite similar to the Taylor Swift one, where it was kind of almost vloggy style. Though, do you know what I mean? It was kind of, it followed her around. And when she talked to the camera about her like struggles or ups and downs, it was really great. This one I thought was more of a, I mean, it was a while ago since I watched it, but I think this one kind of covered more the whole journey, whereas Miss Americana did a bit, but I felt like it was also more, it more kind of focused on now as well. But yeah, Part of Me was a really great one as well. If you are interested in Katy Perry, this was a really great one. Possibly even if you're not, it could be interesting. I find it quite interesting to see how different artists differ, their process, and all of those things, and just kind of curiosity of how they live their lives too. And it's just quite inspiring. It kind of gives you different ideas, or gives me different ideas as a musician, and tips and advice, and I just quite enjoy it. So that's the second one. The third one, I have two Beatles ones which I'll talk about together. So the first one is 8 Days a Week. This one, again, I watched it a while ago. This was by Ron Howard. I think he's the one that directed it, and me and my boyfriend went to go watch it in the cinema, and I really enjoyed it. It was different to the first two. It wasn't really a vlog kind of style at all. It was clips from over the years of them performing, and it kind of traced their journey sort of, and you got a real overview of their story. Then you have little interviews kind of weaved in, and if I remember rightly, both Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney have interviews within it as well, and it was just really fascinating. Again, quite different from the Miss Americana Part of Me, but still really enjoyable, and I love the Beatles. They're one of my favourites. So if you like the Beatles, that might be quite a good one to watch. I think they might have it on Amazon. And my fourth one is kind of the crossover between the film and the documentary, and it's the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night. This is probably my first real kind of music film I watched, and it's one of my favourites. I've watched this so many times. Obviously, being a big fan of the Beatles, it's probably the big reason, but it's just great. It's got loads of humour in it, it's got a really great storyline, and it's just, I really enjoy it. So I would highly recommend checking out Hard Day's Night if you haven't. They have got a couple of films, Hard Day's Night, Help and Magical Mystery Tour. I think I've seen Help once. That one actually is in colour, whereas Hard Day's Night is in black and white. And Magical Mystery Tour I don't think I've seen. But Hard Day's Night I absolutely love. I would highly recommend watching it if you're a fan of the Beatles. It's just a must in my eyes. So now we're on to the last two, which are the films. These ones are more recent, so if you're a fan of these artists you probably have seen them, but if you haven't, this is me saying go and check them out, they're fantastic. So the first one is Rocket Man by Elton John. I went to the cinema to see this one with my boyfriend, and the last one as well, and it was really great. To be honest, I've always liked Elton John, but I'm not like a huge mega fan of him or anything. But we thought it sounded really interesting. Taron Egerton, I can't, him anyway, from oh, what the film's called? Kingsman. From the Kingsman, he's in them. He plays Elton. And yeah, we thought we'd go watch it. And it's really, really good. It's fascinating to kind of get an insight into Elton John's life. It's definitely more of a, it kind of looks at his whole journey overall, in a kind of documentary style, but as a film, if that makes sense. There's, as you expect, a lot of singing in it. It's definitely, I'd say more of like a musical film rather than a film with music bits weaved in, unlike the last one, which is again a bit different again, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But yeah, it's more of like a musical, and it actually got both of us really interested in more of his songs. I mean, there are some of his songs that I did like before, but it definitely made me listen to more of his stuff, and there's loads I really like. I like Tiny Dancer, Rocket Man, I'm Still Standing is probably my favourite, and Don't Go Breaking My Heart, the collaboration with Kiki D. I used to sing that one on SingStar, a game we used to have for the PlayStation. It's like a karaoke style game, and I used to love that one on there too. So Rocket Man was really great. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend at least watching the trailer and see what you think. The last one I've got is Bohemian Rhapsody. This is probably my favourite music film I've seen in a while. I'd probably say this one and Hard Day's Night are like my top two. I loved Bohemian Rhapsody, I thought it was so well done. This one, again, is kind of that documentary style, but a film adaptation, but I would say it's less of a musical than Rocket Man. It's more as if like you're following the journey, so like if you went to some of their gigs, that's when the kind of the music happens, or as some background stuff, whereas with Rocket Man it's more like a musical with it's almost like a big production sort of thing with people dancing in the street and singing, do you know what I mean? Whereas Bohemian Rhapsody is more like, how do I describe this? Like kind of real life, whereas Rocket Man's like, it's like a stage, kind of, if that makes any sense. I'm terrible at describing things. But both are fantastic films. If you like Queen, this one is an absolute must. It's so great. The characters are, the cast, they're all really well cast. The guy that plays Brian May literally could be his twin. It's actually scary, but it's so great. And knowing that Brian and Roger both really support the film as well is fantastic. And I know they had a lot of a hand in helping with the film's production and everything, and I think it was a long time in the making too. So yeah, I just recommend it if you like Queen. Anyway, that is all the things I have on my list right now. I thought I would just let you know a couple that I had in my head that I would share with you, because I know I always like to know what other music films and documentaries people like. Yeah, so I thought I'd let you know mine. It'd be fantastic if you could let me know yours. What are some music films or documentaries you really like? Please let me know in the comments so I can check it out. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and rest of your week, Rubies. Thanks again for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave me a comment below about your favourite music films or documentaries, or just even tell me who are your favourite musicians. So yeah, thank you so much. See you later. Bye!